Everyone's got their opinions on Trump, and certainly you're watching this video because you want to hear Jordan Peterson's opinions on Trump, and you and I were going to discuss our opinions on Jordan Peterson's opinions on Trump. So if you're with me, my name is Aaron. Welcome back to the channel where I do Christian commentary on culture. Let's get right into this video because he's on the Piers Morgan show, and Piers really drills him with questions, and I think he has a lot to offer and a lot of value that we could glean from his opinions on Trump. Let's go.
Still here with Dr. Jordan Peterson, our special guest tonight. Jordan, Donald Trump, what is he? Is he a narcissist, a sociopath, a psychopath? All of those things, none of them?
I don't think that he's a psychopath because he's been successful in repeated enterprises over long periods of time, and he has a variety of people who remain intensely loyal to him. Now, he's definitely extroverted to a very great degree, and he's definitely disagreeable. And so that gives him some of the traits that are associated with those personality features. But from what I've been able to understand, he's also very conscientious and hardworking, for example. And so that's a real mitigating factor. And so I think it's very easy to demonize someone that you don't approve of, let's say, and certainly Trump has been subject, I would say, to more demonization than any political leader in the West that I can remember in my entire lifetime, including Richard Nixon. And so that's also set him back on his heels and made him somewhat embattled and defensive, which I don't think did any great things for his personality in some real sense. So I think it's a mistake to assume that Trump is a psychopath. I think it's a big mistake. I think it's a big mistake to assume that Putin is a psychopath. It's easy to do that, but I don't think the evidence suggests that. You don't want to throw those labels around casually. And, you know, if Trump was psychopathic, well, he did a pretty good job of keeping the United States clear of war for 4 years. That's pretty damn remarkable. And he did have a big hand in promoting the Abraham Peace Accords, and that was pretty remarkable. And those aren't the sorts of things that you would expect from a psychopath. He also seems to have a pretty good hand with the working class. So I don't think it's those are reasonable diagnostic labels.
You're sounding like a, you know.
So I think what people do is they want to demonize somebody or idolize somebody, and that's what, you know, JP is talking about. A lot of people demonize, make him the worst guy. He's a psychopath. He's this terrible Hitler type of person. And then on the other side, you have people who idolize these guys, like, oh, he's the greatest little thing since sliced bread. And it's like, neither are correct. You could either idolize or demonize, and both those options seem just totally irreverent, non-thinking, nonsensical. And what JP is alluding to is we should start humanizing people. So instead of idolizing and demonizing, just let's humanize them. Like, let's just take the evidence that suggests. And so some people say that he's a psychopath, and JP says, like, yeah, there's things like extrovertedness and disagreeableness that certainly add to that, but in the category of not psycho, right? You have conscientious, hardworking, and defensive. It certainly didn't help him. But let me ask you, how are you when people attack you? Like, you want to scratch and claw back, like, right? Like, you don't like being attacked, and so you start getting animosity. You start having bitterness in your heart, and then you get defensive. I get the same way, and then Trump's just doing it on a massive stage, and then you add his disagreeableness and his extrovertedness inside that. Some of us are introverted, some of us are more meeker, and he's just a big, loud type of person. Yes, you're going to get this. And then the evidence that says, like, hey, 4 years of no war, Abraham Accords, that's literally peace in the Middle East, and ability to relate to the working class, and extended period of success over a long period of time. And you know, Piers Morgan's going to be like, you sound like a fan of him. And again, he's trying to put into separate section and off camps when Jordan Peterson's just not going to allow that. He's like, look, you don't need to just say he's idolized or demonized. He's humanized. I get where this guy is coming from, and you know, I think that's just something that we should do less of, and that's a problem that's happening nowadays. Is like, you're the bad guy, you're the good guy. Zelensky, Putin, heel face, in wrestling terms. But let's continue here.
I wouldn't say
place on someone.
I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you sound like you're a bit of a fan of Donald Trump. Would you like him to run again? Would he be good for America?
See, that's what I'm saying. Again, he's making those straight line camps, and he just won't fall for that. Actually, he'll rephrase the question.
No, I don't think it would be good for America. Would it be good for him to run? That's a difficult question, because it might be that it would be good for America to have whether or not Donald Trump should be president sorted out in the public sphere, debated intensely, and subject to an election. So it might be very interesting to see him put himself forward on the Republican ticket. If I had my druthers, and I say this, I hope with due care, I would rather see someone like DeSantis step forward, who shares some of that forthright strength, let's say, that characterizes Trump at his best, but seems to be a more cautious administrator and a less divisive figure. I think that would be better, because Trump, for whatever virtues he might have, and I think he has the virtues of a Washington outsider, I think that's quite clear. I think that his behavior in the political realm raises the political temperature to a dangerous degree.
Yeah.
And, you know, I say that while trying to give the devil his due and not casting careless aspersions on his name.
Yeah, see, so I wish people thought as deeply, I wish I myself thought as deeply as JP here, because he's saying, I'm going to give the devil his due without unnecessarily, thoughtlessly just putting labels on people. And I think what he's saying is that open discourse and the ability to work through our opinions by talking and debating with each other, and certainly the political landscape has changed in 4 years, especially with Biden. But he says that, I think he's saying it would be good, and I agree with him. It is good to debate and sharpen and hone in on exactly what America needs, or what America would want as a president, given the fact that, you know, all the pieces on the table, especially with the other Republicans that are offering. Because you do have some other people who are offering some kind of the same embattled spirit, I would believe, in DeSantis, like he says, or in myself, Vivek, I've really become a fan of lately. And open discourse is that. Now, he says that, no, I don't think I'd want Trump as the president. I'd want DeSantis. But because Trump raises the political temperature, and I mean, that's evident, right? Vivek says this, that look, the people, 1/3 of people just get some kind of Trump derangement syndrome when they're talking. They can't see it. And so they just slap on a demonized label, and nothing he does is good, which to me always discredits, because you can't see the good and bad. You can't see, like, okay, what is actually happening. There's no honing in and nuance into people's opinions here in regards to Trump. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Do you think that people idolize, demonize, or humanize Trump? What percentage is that population? And whether or not he would be good for debate in the open public, or be good for the president as well. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate it. Check out this video by Jordan Peterson and Vivek Ramaswamy on the current political climate. I'll see you guys in the next video.